I tried it the first time. It went really well.
It did go really
It
well.
went really well, but now
if it's
everyone
gonna,
in
deliver the
YouTube world
same-
doesn't know that it happened.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody in YouTube world. Some of you just sitting on your ass on a Friday night doing nothing, smoking weed, eating cheeseburgers.
That's the best thing.
Hope you're having a good time. Why the hell are you watching this? They're just like, who the hell's this guy talking right now? Who is this guy talking? I can't wait to see him.
The Sesh today. What is happening?
And then when all of a sudden the video pops up, they're gonna be like, oh. Viewership
We
just
can
goes
see you
down.
on the, oops. That's not
I feel
what
like when you
meant
get
do.
to the end of these joints, they just don't smoke anymore.
I know.
So yeah, that's
There it is.
these are
Is it really the end
That's
then?
what I was trying
Is
to
it?
I think you just stated an exact obvious thing there. The end of the
Live
joint.
chat.
These are from 420. They're gelato 33 pre-rolls.
Nice.
So that's what these are.
So do you actually have like sponsorship by these companies?
No,
What?
They just like give us. Well, we get free weed.
Oh.
like it's.
Oh, there you
free.
go. That's
yeah.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
So at one point, I was sponsored by Delta 9 for Live at the Roslyn.
Nice.
But they were like, it was when weed was legalized, like the year of.
Oh, okay.
And they were only allowed to sponsor for like educational purposes.
Yes.
And there was so many different like rules and everything, right? Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so anal probably, what is that, like 5 years ago now or something?
Yeah, almost 6. This year will be 6.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were so just like, they had so many rules and they were so just like specific about everything. And we were just like, you're just going to give us money though? I was like, that was awesome. The hell are you guys doing? So what we did is we did the Delta 9 highlights of the week. And we just put
Okay.
high in quotations. And it was all the pictures
Oh,
that were taken. We just
cute.
put their logo on all the pictures. And then Joey sent photos we just posted every week
That's
of each episode. Yeah.
They
That's
they
super
didn't
dope.
like us at the beginning.
No?
No.
I don't think they liked
No.
me at the end. Tried to get
Really?
sponsored for the second season. I think they probably said something like, what do you guys do?
It's because so many people change positions all the time.
Yeah.
Just like a big gangbang, right? So like people that sponsored
It's an
you,
accident.
2 years ago are not the same people.
Yeah,
in
I'm sure
charge.
that's
yeah.
like happens in so many different
Well, and
places.
things have changed, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not just the corporate places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's just like the world we live in. There's such a shakeup of everything going on right now. COVID, I guess, is the thing that probably caused that. But
That
it's
was a big
interesting.
thing.
There's life before COVID and life after COVID.
Definitely.
Here we are, during life after COVID, everybody.
The
Before
world's
COVID, I had
ending.
short
Yeah.
hair, and I used to go to Vegas all the time. Pick
That's
up
so
all these
crazy.
girls
Wait for
in
that,
Vegas.
but-
I had no
Fucking
idea
crazy.
that like you knew Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah,
I can't wait
that's
to
how I
talk
met
about
Rae Rae.
this. We are like
It's such a
everything's
small world.
connected because she's related to Jenny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not like by blood, but my parent.
Yeah. So I'm buddies
marriage,
with
yeah.
Garrett, and I met Garrett probably around the same time that I met Jenny, really.
Okay.
But just through sports, through
Yeah.
like mutual friends, and so that's how I ended up at the wedding, was basically through Garrett.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
that's how Rae Rae was there.
Yeah, through Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right,
where
through
I
Jenny.
met my buddy Wes. Right,
That's-
Banville.
and I
Really?
worked with
Yeah.
Wes at Shannon's.
Yeah,
He was a bouncer, and I was a server manager.
yeah. I literally bought this house because Wes owned that house beside me. And
Really?
he was like, "Yo, come check out my new house." And I was like, "Yeah, buddy." And I was like in the market to buy a new house, and this one was for sale. And I was like, "How weird would it be if I bought the house beside you? We're like best friends, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do it." I was like, "Done." And I and then we were neighbors forever. Now him and his wife live out in, what town is that? Fuck. It's like
don't know.
between here and the border because she's like a border patrol.
Yeah.
But yeah, small world. So
Maybe,
everybody's like
maybe all of
intertwined.
this stuff is on purpose. Maybe the
buddy,
reason that we're
totally
here
right.
right
Everything
now, and
happens
we
for
met
a
in
reason.
Vegas, and
Yeah.
Right.
like maybe this will actually explain how the Big Bang Theory happened in the first place.
Well, right, and then like Red Tie Live,
Yeah.
Red
like
Tie
that
Live, yeah.
connection too.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, Clint just randomly messaged me one day and was like, "Want to help out?" So
It's like no, but
that's how that
okay.
happened.
Oh, we're
Well,
going live
let's
in
go
10
live.
seconds. Hey.
Now
I
they
always
get
have
to
to
see how
guess.
ugly I am.
They see you from the thumbnail anyway.
Okay.
Hey.
Happy Friday! Thank you so much
Happy
for joining us.
Friday. Yeah.
We are your two big girls, and I don't know what's wrong with my voice.
Yeah.
But I have lost it for about a week. Well, you know, I do have muscle tension dysphonia, but like, so I guess it's just really kicking in this week.
Just really sounds
It's just
crazy.
really,
Yeah.
my voice is not happy this week. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you can hear me all right. We have a very special guest tonight, And I'm going to let Rae Rae introduce him because they
Yeah.
go way, way back.
This is Rylie. I'm so excited that you're on a session with Rylie. Thank you so much.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
So Rylie has done super dope things. He's like, you're the best host MC I think I've ever seen like live in person.
Really?
You're just so great. You're so natural at it. You did live at the Roslyn. That's how I started. That's how I started following you on social media, even though I met you like a long time ago. But I feel like once you started doing that, I was like, that's fucking rad, man. But yeah, so welcome, Rylie.
What?
Sorry,
Thank
I just like
you. Thank
got
you for
so
having
in there
me.
for a sec. Yeah.
That was the best introduction ever, actually.
Right?
So which camera are we actually like looking at?
So
So
that's
that
our main
one.
camera right there.
Yeah.
See, like
Sorry.
every time I look at that, it's like why am I not looking in the right place?
Yeah.
It's just gonna throw me
That's
off
our
the whole
main
time.
one.
I know.
Hello, everybody.
The chat is down there, so people see what's up, Baron.
Hi, Baron.
Hey.
Thanks
Aaron.
for joining us.
How's it going?
Yeah, so it's Winnipeg's so small because now, you know, like Rylie has done like Red Tie Live as well, and you've like emceed like the 420 event for Fiddler's Green
Yeah.
and hosted that. And so,
Yes.
you know, and like obviously we were there because it's 420. So, you know, and then just like,
When I went to high school with RJ.
yeah,
so-
like everything.
Who the hell's RJ?
The one who owns
The owner.
Fiddler's Green.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that RJ.
RJ.
That RJ.
Yeah, so I
That's
went
the only
to high
RJ I know, actually.
That's it.
I thought you were talking about what? Somebody I went to high school with or something?
You're like, who's that?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That
so,
RJ. Of
Another
course I know
connect-
you,
another
RJ.
connection, right? Like, just,
Oh, the guy who booked me for the 420.
Yeah, that
event.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that RJ.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
RJ and I actually had like a moment, like when I first met him, we went to King's Head Pub, and he like invited me down, and like because King's Head Pub used to sponsor Live at the Roslins, so that's how I met
Okay.
RJ. And so, you know, Chris at King's Head recommended me to MC the first 420 event, and I sat down with RJ, and it was one of those like things where you sit down and you talk for like 3 hours goes by. And you realize that you just became best friends with that guy. He's like the coolest guy in the world. Like every single thing that we talked about, it was just like, you know.
So dope.
Yeah, he was such a good guy.
It's hard not to love.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's amazing. So yeah, so I think this is now a great time because it was like how 2011 Jenny's wedding.
I have
Was
no
it? I don't
idea.
know.
I'm pretty sure that's what the Facebook thing said. I had to creep for this photo. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but it was like I think it was like 2011. So that's like a more than.
I wanted to kind of
15
like ask because I wanted to like write, you know, circa
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm
year it
pretty
was,
sure-
but I wanted
Pretty
to
sure
say
2011.
1990s, but I was like, no, they're younger than me. So
I feel like if you
Pretty sure.
check the Facebook post, you must know.
but
I don't
yeah,
know.
I
didn't
gotta
check the
creep
Facebook
again for
post.
it.
All
I'm not
right.
gonna creep.
well, this is
Okay.
this is
This is me and Rylie in Vegas.
Let's see
Whoops.
this. Are we gonna see it
Wrong
too?
one.
Oh, that's me right there.
And we also
we go.
have.
Oh. No sex happened that night, everyone.
Yeah,
Get
no,
your
not
minds
at all.
out the
Yeah,
gutter.
not at all. Yeah.
Get your minds out the gutter.
There's one was
Hilarious.
isn't there one with Mike Phelps right there?
Oh wow!
That guy was crazy.
And that's the room that they rented when we
Yeah.
all partied in.
for
looks
like
kind
it
of
was
remember that
right
room.
after the wedding, the ceremony and the reception. Or
That's
whatever.
me, eh? What a
Look, Kate,
good looking
to be fair,
guy.
Rylie,
Jeez.
you look younger now than you do in that photo.
We talked about
you
that.
look like you're
We
trying to
talked
sell
about
us
that.
insurance in that photo.
Totally. Yeah, you should.
By
work for my
younger, you
dad.
mean better, I guess, right?
Well, like, but it's just so crazy how much we
Look better.
changed, right? Now we're like, both of us are full of tattoos.
Yeah.
I got no hair, and like you got long hair.
Well, I think too, like at that time, what would we be like? Or I was like mid-20s, so
Yeah.
it was like I think you go through a lot as you get to all the different ages, 16 to 21 to 25 to 30, and I'm 39 now.
Yeah.
But a lot of your first portion of your life is trying to figure out who you are and find
sure.
yourself, and then.
Yeah.
Allow the world to see who you truly are
Mm-hmm.
is like something that actually comes probably when you're closer to 30 years old.
For
Yeah.
sure.
A lot of people go through that experience. And so like when I was when I graduated university and went into the car industry, so that was the salesman Rylie. That would have been like sales manager Rylie or salesperson
Yeah.
Rylie
Yeah.
with the Birchwood Automotive Group. And it was
Oh,
great. Like
wow.
when you first graduate university though, you're like, Kate, now I need to go up the corporate ladder because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Like you
Yeah.
have no idea what you're supposed to
That's
do.
expected.
And wearing like, you know, dress clothes and having this haircut that I had no idea what to do with. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, see that picture again. It was like spiked hair or something. That's like a
Buddy.
person who has no idea. Like that's not
That's like
that's not like
that salesman right there.
that's you know, and I always find it funny like when
this is the best. Like
that's
it's
a good look at it.
salesman
Phelps
smile.
Phelps is right with me. And
Buddy,
Phelps has the
yeah.
long hair now too. The guy on the other side on the left. He has long hair too.
Does
but,
he really?
Yeah, his hair is long.
Are you guys still friends?
Oh yeah, we're best friends.
That's amazing.
And
That's amazing.
so, but yeah, when you go through that process and you hit 25 years old, and then for me, I quit my job when I was 27. I had made a lot of money, and I was like, I did the math, and I was like, I could pay all my bills, take a year off of work right now at 27 years old, and I was like, done. I'm doing it, and I'm just gonna like go on vacation in Winnipeg, and I did it for a year at 27. But anyway, at that point, my hair was short. I was like, I'm never getting another haircut, and I just like. I was like, because the reason why you have the short hair is a lot of the time it was maybe at that time it might have been to fit in a certain mold.
Yeah.
Like, so you're wearing, you have short hair and you're wearing the suit because you think those are like the good guys in life. And those are who you want to be, right? Yeah. And so you're trying to like conform to what that is. But eventually, it just like when I quit my job. Then the short hair, when it gets long, and then it looks so bad. So you got to get these haircuts. And I'm the type of person. My mom's a hairdresser. It's funny, but I'm the type of person. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this sucks when I'm getting a haircut. I just can't stand it. I hate getting a haircut.
Like yeah.
And then I quit my job, and I was like, I have absolutely no reason to get a haircut right now. I just grew my hair out for the year. Then I did go back to work, but then I continued in the business world with the long hair.
Nice.
And that 1 year, what it taught me was to embrace your inner self. It helped me. I figured out who I was, first off. I already knew that I was good in business. I figured out who I was and how I wanted to portray myself to the world. And then that year just allowed me to embrace that and realize that you don't have to conform and look like other people want you to. Mm-hmm. You can just be exactly who you are, show the authenticity of you to the world because they're going to feel that energy. Yeah. And then even in business and in sales, you're going to be far greater, you're going to be far more successful. And when I went to that next period of my life in that business world, which I was still there for like another 5 years, with another year off in the middle. But I became this person. And so like when you see all the pictures of me, like from the last 5 years that I was in the car industry, my nickname was Hippie and Rockstar. And I did
coming
lead
into
the
your
team.
own, like, yeah.
I was like, I spoke this way. I swore a lot, and but I had a huge heart, and I always took people's feelings into account and tried to understand them fully and help them be successful. And I really enjoyed that part of me. That was like a really great part of me. But I knew that this long hair was here to stay. By the end, I had the beard. So I was still shaving for like the first while. And then like when I took the second year off, again, the same idea, I took another year off. I was like, I'm out of here. And then I grew the beard out. And then finally I was like, hey, I guess I'm just like looking closer and closer to like a homeless person, like as close as I possibly can.
I thought
and let's see
if called you Jesus.
Yeah, or Jesus, or maybe I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, hey, lately I've been thinking about it. Maybe I am Jesus.
Maybe I am Jesus.
Kind of heart, all that stuff.
I never grew this out, but I'm sure Jesus never looked like this on. Yeah, he
I'm
didn't look like this on purpose.
Yeah, pretty sure I'm Jesus. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Wait a
Jesus.
second. Wait a second. Everyone's been saying this. It sounded kind of ridiculous before, but maybe it's true.
No, I think that's amazing.
I'm actually going to Thailand, and what I'm going to do, and I'm going in a couple days.
In 2 days. You are going to Thailand in 2 days.
How long are you going for again?
For 32 nights.
32 nights. And you made time to come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Really
appreciate you.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
But that's going to be so sick.
Yeah, I'm going to tell everyone I'm Jesus. So I'm just going to the whole time, just... Hey, how's it going? I'm going to say my name's Jesus.
And like their thing is like Buddha, right?
Yeah. All right. They're like, Jesus. Then my joke is just not going to be funny to anyone.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll say I'm Buddha. Nah, I don't look like Buddha.
No,
Not at all.
No.
I'm Buddha's little brother.
I'm Buddha's little brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
I think
How
you
are
might know
you?
who Jesus is, so like maybe you'd just be a celebrity out there, They
Yeah.
don't believe in you.
You know what?
but
Like,
you
if there
might
was
be a
no
celebrity.
social media, I've always like thought about that. Like now, everyone can just be like, "Oh yeah, sure," just like look up your name and see if you're a celebrity. But like when I used to go on vacation, like and we're only talking like 15 years ago. You'd go on like vacation. It's like you could just pretend you're a rock star. Like you can just, oh yeah, I'm like the biggest rock star in the world. Like you could just create a persona and like go and like imagine way before the internet going on vacation.
Nobody would know have any.
You can literally be whoever you want to be.
Yeah,
you can go on
totally.
vacation.
Yeah.
Now everyone's just like, oh yeah, let me add you on Instagram. Like, oh, you're just an idiot.
Yeah.
Perfect.
When I was like
It was
younger.
you, right? That used to Pretend you name state, like name streets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I go
like,
to the bar with
I was
my
like,
buddy
I know
Bishop.
somebody.
She's fucking. I love Bishop to death, and we'd go, and people would be like talking about us. It's our party stage, right? And they're like, "What do you do for a living?" Oh, I work for the city. I name streets for a living. And they're just like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a government job. It's pretty dope."
I
like,
name
yeah,
streets
it's for a living. And I was
Yeah.
like, I named Bishop Grandin after my buddy Bishop.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's hilarious. I used to like definitely try and pretend to be like a rock star and just like say, you know, oh, I don't want to tell you what band I'm in, you know, just because like I don't like, you know, I don't want to like deal with that. And that was always my play.
You should just be like, I really appreciate that nobody in here.
I don't
is, like,
want
yeah,
people to
yeah.
to bother me. So I'm not going to
This
tell
is
you
pretty
my name,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you my band.
Let's just
And
have a
then
good time.
every
Yeah.
single girl would just be like, and like whispering to all the friends and everything. Nowadays, they just take a picture of you. There's some AI
Yeah.
technology. It's like, yeah, it's some idiot from Winnipeg
Right.
pretending to be in a band. Not cool in any way. It's like, oh, fucking technology. But yeah, I literally used to do that. I used to be like, I don't want to tell you what band I'm in, and I don't want to tell you, you know, my name, because I don't want to deal with like the paparazzi or anything. Like I wouldn't say
Yeah.
paparazzi, but that's what
Or
I was
just,
like
like, don't
alluding
wanna
to.
deal with-
I don't
yeah.
want to deal with it. I don't want a commotion.
I'm having a great
And I would just say,
night.
I'm just having fun with my friends here, and I just want to like have fun, and I would be super chill. I would be, and I'm a fucking good actor, right? Like I was like,
Yeah.
I was dead
Buddy.
serious to them. I wouldn't tell them I was kidding. I'd be like, no, so I'm not like sleeping with any of these girls or anything
Okay.
like that. No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So,
Of
I mean,
course not.
that
Of
would
course
be-
not. You're
well,
Jesus.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jesus,
Like
Jesus
sleep
can't.
with Ray.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
did sleep though. Like
I'm
that.
not
Yeah.
kidding. I know. I was just kidding.
I don't think Jesus talks.
Totally a joke.
I don't think Jesus
I
talks.
don't-
Hey? I guess that's why I'm not Jesus. Hey. You know, like, I don't think Jesus fucks, though. Was Jesus allowed
modern-
to fuck? Wait, does Jesus have kids?
Does he have a penis?
Wait, so is God his dad? So, yeah, does he
Yeah.
have a penis? I would assume
For sure,
he
because
does.
he's like he was a dude.
Well, maybe he didn't have one.
Well, they didn't nail it to the stake, did they?
We don't know for a fact he had one.
He's not an alien. I thought he was
Wait
like
a second.
real,
Are you
he's a
saying
person.
only aliens don't have penises?
Right? Exactly. I'm like,
Okay, well,
excuse me.
I don't know.
I don't think Smurfs have penises, and they're not aliens.
Like eunuchs?
Eunuchs
Just-
don't have penises?
Isn't that what they are?
I don't know. What, Smurfs?
Oh, Smurfs.
You?
Oh my goodness.
You know what's funny? You know what's a funny story about a Smurf?
Dave
What
says
does Dave
hi.
say?
Hi, Rylie.
I have
Hi.
several
There's
photos
several photos of you
for the paparazzi.
for the paparazzi.
Really?
Best offered guest.
Oh, Dave Gagnon.
Dave.
Chevrolet. So Chev used to be on Live at the Roslyn. He was my roommate in the Roslyn. One of my best buddies.
Nice. Hi.
And
Dave,
what's up, Chev?
Dave, that just means that you need to start Rylie and OnlyFans, and you clearly need to take some percentage of that if you have all the content already.
Yeah.
Be smarter.
Although I owe him for Chev's Eye View on Live at the Roslyn. We used to do a thing where it was like Chev's Eye View. Dun, 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 dun. And Chev, I don't remember how it goes, but it was like we would shoot it to him, and he would just be in the crowd, and he would just like interview people, but it would just be completely ridiculous, like on purpose. And then we'd go right back to the music, and yeah, he was just he lived in the Roslyn with me for like the last like 4 years or
Okay,
something like
we
that.
need to talk about Live at the Roslyn. So it's like it was in the Roslyn?
Yeah,
Like, in
so-
your apartment? Like, how did you okay that with your neighbors that you were going to have a live band?
So you know what's crazy? I used to fell in love with Osborne Village, and then eventually moved there. But when I first came to Osborne Village and went into the Roslyn, I was getting tattoo work. The girl who did this whole sleeve, her name's Natasha. She used to live in the Roslyn, so I got a couple of the tattoos done in the Roslyn. And I like went in there, opened the door.
So beautiful,
It's like
right?
100-foot hallway.
Yeah.
In your
can
place,
get
and I
lost.
was like,
Yeah.
"This is the coolest
For
fucking
sure,
place
haunted.
ever."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's on the
yeah.
list
Yeah.
of haunted places and everything.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was gonna move. I wanted to move to Osborne Village, and I was like, the only place I looked at was the Roslyn. They had an opening for the biggest suite, the biggest apartment in the whole building, and me and my buddy Kev Ripe, who started the Village Idiots with me, we moved in there by ourselves, and it was way too big for us, and we thought it was the coolest fucking thing. We were like, we just wanted like people to come here and be like, look look at our place.
Look all the space for activities.
It's crazy. It was like it's a 110-year-old building for like all the rich people when like Winnipeg was at its infancy, and it's built just fucking wild. Like it's just a crazy like architectural like building. Yeah. And so when we moved in there, it was like that was the idea. And then after the bar and after we would go to see shows, we would be like everyone over to our place. We just loved having people over and showing us, and they're all musicians, and they would just play music. So they would sit there, and we'd have Bobby DeJarlis, Kevin Hogg, Jamie Buckborough, and like all sitting around this like the seats in our living room playing music till 8 a.m. every fucking night, like for like the first 4 months that we moved in the Roslyn. And then we never got noise complaints, and we were like, how the hell do we not have noise complaints? But you know where your brain also goes to is the fact you're like, okay, these fuckers are so talented. Everyone that was playing, my buddy Matt Zellick, Scott Miller, they were so talented. And I was like, and there's something about an acoustic music, like somebody sitting there in front of you, showing you their soul. Yeah. And no noise complaints. And the advent of Facebook Live just came out. It was brand new. It was like nobody had any. Why is this live thing? Why are people doing this? And I just like I was sitting there and I was just like, okay, well, we need to turn a camera on. And I'm not a videographer. We just need to turn a camera on because these guys are awesome. And I'm a promoter. I've always promoted the things I love. That's sales, right? I've always been a salesman. And I just said, I want everyone to see what I'm seeing. And I want these guys to become the next biggest artists in the world. And it was like literally started from those days in that living room. And the fact that we didn't get noise complaints, thank you to all the neighbors and everything.
I was like, that's a whole building full of super dope
So we were like, if we can do it at 5 a.m. and it was going till 8 a.m. If we could do it at that time, we could do it once a week where it's like actually like a planned thing that we advertise to people and everything. And then the idea of a digital venue and a virtual venue came into my mind. And I was like, I'm going to just create a show as if it's, at the time we were always going to the Cavern, and I'm just going to create a show like we're going to the Cavern. I'm going to create a Facebook event. I'm going to invite everyone there. We're going to make a graphic. We're going to like promote it in advance. But then we're going to tell people all you have to do is just sit on your couch at home, and we're just going to like show you the show on Facebook Live. And the neighbors, it was just like never an issue. And the manager in there, the managers, Pat and Oscar, were just so awesome. And even when there was a noise complaint, they would just like, they'd come to the door and like Oscar would just be like super like, Rylie, he didn't want to let me down, you know. He's like, we had a complaint, and I'm like, there was a complaint. This was like around like episode 15 of Live at the Roslyn. So at this point, we started having full bands play because we're like testing it.
I was like, I feel like it got kind of like, it was.
We're like acoustic. The whole plan was to be acoustic. The first band showed up with amps and drums, and we were like, my buddy's band, Dick Lizard and the Komodos, and the drummer of which is going to Thailand with me, Travis. Nice. But we were like, it just worked. We never got a noise complaint after that first show, and we had like 1,000 views on Facebook. We were like, what? 1,000 views? We were like, what are you talking about? We just thought our friends were going to watch at home. We didn't have any grand aspirations. And then like the second band was Summer Dwellers. They were a bit more stripped down. They listened. And then every other band from there, we just kind of just said, you know what? Like, do your thing. Present your music the way you want to present it. And our production value just went up. And we used to do comedy skits on all the shows. So to start, if you watch all the first episodes, it was me coming out and doing a comedy skit. Me and Kevin doing a comedy skit. That it was all improv. It was all just like talked about for like 15 minutes. Okay, we're just gonna do this, and then we're just gonna figure out how it goes. And but the next thing you know, it was like we had tens of thousands of people watching, and we're like, holy shit. And the comment section and the sharing, we were just so at the start of Facebook Live. YouTube Live was nowhere near a thing. And we were at the start where we showed the world of like what you can do with it in a very different way. Nobody was doing concerts. There was no such thing as virtual concerts. Then I kind of think, you know what? I can't take credit for that. I watched Much Music growing up. That was a virtual concert. And I just realized at some point, we just ripped it off. That and Wayne's World. You know, them sitting in their basement.
But people still talk about that show. Like,
and it was great.
Still to this day.
Yeah, it was so great. And like really, it's great because of the bands. It's great because of the artists. It's just like we did 99 episodes over 4 seasons, which is crazy. That many bands played in my living room. And I would sit there on my couch with J.D. Edwards' band right in my face.
Dope.
Like,
they're so dope.
Like, you know where your cameras are? Like, that's J.D. Edwards. That computer's J.D. Edwards.
That's crazy.
And I had never seen J.D. Edwards before.
He plays
so I point that one out because, like, it was just a fucking fucking
I used to play
mind-blowing.
Shannon's when I worked there in my
So
20s.
good.
And
early
like
20s.
I was like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to go turn the fucking. That's what I forgot to do.
okay, we're just gonna wait here.
No, you can keep talking. Keep talking.
No.
But JD Edwards was just one of the first wows. Like, I think he played the second season. Joey Senf was the one who set that up, and she's like, yeah, Joey just set up so many bands. You got to
Wow.
And there was like this never-ending flow of bands that were just so amazing. But JD Edwards, there's many occasions where I have goosebumps right now. It's crazy that look at that.
Just
I got
talking
goosebumps.
about just
So
talking
thinking
about
about I had moments where you're sitting in your couch in your living room and you come to the realization, and I just got that moment again. I just got goosebumps from it. So that moment that you realize that it's happening, and you're just like you stop and you become present in the moment. You realize this is something I created. This crazy amazing band is playing 4 feet from my face, and there's 20 people in the room loving life, sponsored by Torque, all drinking beers for free
Nice.
on a Wednesday in my
Yeah.
apartment. And like, so we had JD Edwards band was one of those moments, but William Prince, we did that on February 14th.
I used to work with him
Holy shit,
like a really long time ago.
that's crazy.
Yeah, really long time
like,
ago, before he was big.
Way
Before he was big.
that was also my first time seeing him live. So
Oh,
I had
wow.
never seen him
Wow.
live, but
I
I was
got
like,
goosebumps just
I
now.
was listening to his music, and I'm like, hey, this guy's so good. And Festival de Voyageur set it up. It was actually a Live at the Roslyn Festival de Voyageur episode. We did that every year in the middle of the weeks of Festival de Voyageur, and then now that's why we do our live shows at Festival de Voyageur.
That's dope.
But William
Amazing.
Prince sitting there with an acoustic guitar on February 14th, we lit a bunch of candles, and we just sat there, and I was like, holy
I have
shit.
goosebumps, yeah.
And he's right now touring the world, uber successful.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's blowing up, and he's playing. He just went on a Canadian tour. He plays tomorrow night at the Centennial Concert Hall, and it's sold out.
Wow.
2,000 people, and he is like one of the most amazing shows just for a guy telling stories with an acoustic guitar.
Wow.
But anyway, we got to go
Incredible.
through. That was Live at the Roslyn, 99 episodes over 4 seasons, and then all of a sudden, COVID hit. The lockdown happened. That March 15th, 16th, 17th.
Yeah.
Like I can always remember the days because I was March 11th. I had a show. March 18th, we had a
I
show.
turned 40, and then
Oh, no way.
boom,
It's
my
one of
birthday
those
was the 13th.
experiences that, like, people will always remember because it was such a humongous experience.
Oh, yeah.
In everything to do with our lives. And
Yeah.
everything before is that we're going to be always referencing pre-pandemic life and post-pandemic life.
Like you said, yeah,
Because
it's
every
so
single
true.
thing in my life changed. It got flipped completely on its head.
Yeah.
And Live at the Roslyn was one because we were in that apartment for a year and a half of lockdowns. Where
Wow.
you're not even allowed to have people over. Imagine having like a Lamborghini and not being able to go for a ride.
Yeah.
What's the point of having this apartment? We were sitting there like waiting, like everyone, right? Like waiting for
Yeah.
the pandemic to end, waiting for life to come back.
Yeah.
And you're like being patient, just having fun. And then, it's funny, everyone was doing virtual
like,
concerts.
yeah.
Everyone was doing virtual concerts. And we were like, that is awesome. We were helping everyone. We were actually live streaming so many concerts. We were just doing the work behind the scenes. I wasn't in front of the camera. So it was awesome. We got actually a lot of business from live streaming because we created the Village Idiots. And so all of a sudden COVID, our business like boomed.
Nice.
But it was pretty wild to have Live at the Roslyn derailed. Now everyone wants virtual concerts, but we're in our living room and we can't have people over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'd be advertising to the world that we're breaking COVID rules. And it
Yeah.
was like, fuck us. So I was there for a year and a half and we moved out during pure lockdown where it was like, so we weren't even able to have one show. We wanted one goodbye show, but the
For
roommates were
sure.
moving out. Everyone was moving on. And we were like, it was time to go. And I bought a condo.
Wow.
Crazy times. So that's
Yeah.
Live at the Roslyn in a nutshell. But what's
It's-
cool about it
yeah, so
is that
dope.
they're all online for everyone to check out. So
Yeah.
YouTube, we have I have like 1,000 plus videos of Winnipeg musicians performing live. And like most of it is pretty high quality video, but a lot of it is like downloaded from Facebook and then uploaded to YouTube, and it's lost some over the time. But no matter what, they're awesome to watch. Like you can watch like I said, 99 episodes of Live at the Roslyn.
Yeah.
And you can go relive a full set by JD Edwards Band, and it like as if you're there. And that's what I love about the digital
Incredible.
age that
Yeah,
we're in.
for sure. So, I had a question and I totally.
Then you got high.
Don't.
That probably happens
I
a
got
lot on this
high.
show, eh? There's probably like a long blooper
Especially
reel,
for me,
reel of
yeah.
that.
Oh, the whole like we try to do pre-records doesn't work because they're like you need to say these words and we're like that's not gonna happen. 'cause
Oh,
we're just super
I remember
stoned.
my question. You, you have another show now.
So I created something
A series, a new
last.
series.
So I have like a second room in my condo, and I just like made it into a mini studio and came up with the idea to create something called the spare room, and it was just back to the basics of what made me want to create Live at the Roslyn in the first place was that acoustic guitar with an artist sitting in a room. So what I tried to recreate was this experience where I wasn't on camera. All it was you one-on-one with the artist. I would get the artist to make statements, and they would answer questions like, what's your purpose? What do you love about music? And I asked the same 3 questions to everyone, and I had them just make a statement of what they love about music, and then perform 2 songs acoustically. So they're like 10 or 12-minute videos, and it was going right back to the basics of me saying, I live in a condo. I can't have bands play here. I got to do acoustic music. And I was like, in this, I was like, no amps, no, it's just acoustic. I'm putting a microphone here and we're just recording the room.
Yeah.
And I just want people to feel like they're sitting 5 feet from the artist, watching them perform songs acoustically while telling them things from their heart. And I never gave them the questions in advance. I asked them the questions and put them on the spot to get the answers because I wanted the actual, and I trimmed it up, and the humming and hawing and the think, and I cut all out. I just put their best answers, but I wanted everyone to get a glimpse into the truth and the rawness of that artist and who they are, and then sing songs, whatever songs that they wrote and that they wanted to sing. So I did 39 episodes. So I had just gone through a breakup. That's why I had the second room open.
Okay.
She didn't sleep in the second room. She just had a lot of shit.
I was like,
So we went through a breakup, and I was like, at that time, I started working out like crazy, and I was just like eating healthy and reading a lot, just like so focused on health. And I knew that it was just so important for me to be busy and be creative. And so that idea of the spare room came, I think, when I was in like Palm Springs with my buddies. And in Vegas, we did an epic trip right after my breakup, actually. And Vegas.
You're like,
not that Vegas trip. But then when I came, I like kind of dreamed it up, and then when I came home, I just did it, and I filmed nonstop, and I edited nonstop. I put myself like it was like one of the hardest things to do that much work in a short period of time. And I did 38 episodes of it, so 38 different artists. They're all on YouTube. It was just exclusive to YouTube, and they're very palatable, easy to watch episodes where it looks like you're just like one-on-one with those artists. And JD Edwards is one of them. And but like so many artists, a lot of young artists, a lot of older artists, everything in between. And it was such a great experience. It was also a big test because before COVID, I never did any video editing or I was never a videographer. I was the guy in front of the camera.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
I learned a lot about because Kevin and I had to like do all the technology stuff on Live at the Roslyn, and then we brought in the videographers, right? But the switching and all the Facebook Live stuff, it was so imperfect, and it was really nowhere near what it's like right now. It was so bad. We fed it through OBS. I don't know if that's what you use,
That's what we use.
Yeah, so that's what we did at the time. But at first it was an iPhone 6. So all I was doing was standing. I had an iPhone. There's pictures of me. There's a needle nose pliers in this makeshift stand, and I would like start with the camera. I'd interview the band, and then I'd walk. I'd put it down up against the pliers, and then the bands would perform in front of it. So it was because you weren't able to do it, as far as I understood, with a webcam. But then later I found out, a few episodes later, I found out you can use OBS, and then I had to Kevin and I had to learn all of this stuff from scratch.
That's literally
I wanted to do this. I wanted to sit in front and like show the world and promote, but I didn't sign up for any of the technological stuff. But then when COVID hit, everyone's booking us to do all their live streams, all these charity events and stuff like that. So it was like we were being paid to now all of a sudden do corporate events too. And like everyone had to do virtual concerts for like 2 years. And we were the guys. And so we were like, holy shit. I had to be the
thank you.
I had to be the but I wasn't in front of the camera. So I was the guy setting it all up. I'd get the emails, I'd close the deals, and then I'd be like, what am I going to do? I'm going to book the videographers, like get our videographers from our team, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like I'm doing nothing. I was just like, maybe there was 1 or 2 where I'd be standing there watching the work getting done. And then Kevin says to me, he's just like, why don't you just hold the camera? He's like, zoom in, zoom out, focus. And he's like, and then I was like, oh yeah. And then it's just like from there on, I did every single gig. I just worked. Well, I was one of the camera people, and then we still like had like extra camera people that I would book. But then it was zoom in, zoom out, and I realized I've loved live music videos my whole life. Like I know what I want to see. In the
There you go.
Yeah.
All I had to do is just I didn't know how to use the camera, and then all of a sudden I was the one working the camera on the iPhone 6 though, so that was my experience.
You're like, I fucking nailed it.
Yeah, so that was great. But I all of a sudden was now working the cameras, and then some people needed editing in relation to some of it. It was pre-recorded stuff, and I was like, it's valuable editing. I don't want to outsource all this stuff, and I have nothing but time because it's COVID pandemic. I just learned with all online resources how to edit, and next thing you know, I was like a videographer and an editor, which I don't consider myself that. Anyway, fast forward like a little bit, my girlfriend left me, and then the spare room, and then the spare room came out of that. I think like on the bright side, the spare room came
got the
from
spare
that.
room though.
Yeah, now I have a spare room. And Curtis
Everything
Newton.
happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Shout out to Curtis Newton for coming up with that. So when I first started filming it, I was like, I'm just going to have artists perform songs, and I'm going to get sound bites. That was my plan. And I didn't know how I was going to package it, but I had a camera set up. And it was like showing them walk in the door and then go into the spare room. And I was just learning how to be a videographer, just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then I said, my idea was I just wanted the structure of the show to all come organically. I wanted to let it happen. I didn't want to like force anything. I wasn't like, and so the name The Spare Room was not a thing. I was not like, I'm creating a show called The Spare Room. I was like, I'm just going to film people and just figure out what I'm going to do with it. So I was mass filming people.
Just like, you want to come to my room?
Yeah, I said,
I'm with my camera.
I would just, and then these are people I've now worked with for so many years. Like all the bands and all the people that I've already booked before. I've already went to their shows and promoted them and booked them for other stuff. So my relationships were already there. So it was very easy for me to say, hey, come over and sing a couple songs.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think Curtis was like the 5th or 6th person I filmed. And I was telling everyone, I don't even know what I'm going to call the show. So like behind the camera, I'm telling everyone, it's not on the screen, but I was like, when I'm talking to them in the room, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't know any of that stuff the way I'm explaining it now. And Curtis was like, call it The Spare Room. The Spare Room. Yeah, The Spare Room. And I have it on camera the moment that he came up with The Spare Room. He's like, it's your spare room.
He's amazing.
Like, live in the spare room. It's the spare room. And he repeated it like 5 times. And he was like, and then on camera in his episode, he was the first episode I released mainly because of that and because he just killed it. The first episode of The Spare Room featuring Curtis Newton and the second one with Isla Barker. Oh no, I can name all 38. They're all great.
Wow.
But anyway, they were all so awesome. But Curtis like killed it, and then in it he was like, thanks for watching, everyone. The Spare Room. And then I was like, so when I was editing and everything, I was like, after he left, it just stuck with me, and I was like, that's how I wanted the name to come up.
Yeah.
It was so organic. It was just exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to pre-plan anything. And then as I was getting their answers, so I'm behind the camera, I'm filming them, and I ask, what's your purpose in life? And I don't prepare them for that question. Holy fuck. Like I put the camera on. I put the camera on and I say, so make a statement. I'm not going to be on the camera. I'm not going to be on the audio. So you just make a statement. My purpose in life is, and so then I kind of prepared them for that part. And then I would just be like, what's your purpose? And they would just be sitting there like, and I would get like their natural reaction and their absolute thought process. And like, it was just like one of those things, but I was asking like about 5 different questions and I narrowed down to 3. What do you love about music? What's your purpose? And what's your first memory of music? And I found that the first memory of music was a great story. So that I narrowed down that question and just kept all those. And what's your purpose was a hard answer, but like such a deep question.
Yeah.
And like, so it was like, but some I didn't put in, like some, most I put in. And then what do you love about music? That's an easier answer too. But I also like, we're watching these videos because we love music. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. That's why we're here. And you're watching these amazing musicians. And I'm thinking as a fan, after I smoke weed and I think up all these shows, right? I just think, what do I want to hear? Well, I want J.D. Edwards to talk about what he loves about music in his first memory. But like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, tell me a little bit about yourself and your you have an album on Spotify, and like, when's your next show? Oh, you're playing at Times Changed on Saturday, right?
See,
Like,
that's why we tell people that we just like smoke a lot of weeks. People are like, what are we gonna talk about? We're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We just smoke a lot of
Just
weeks.
let it
and then
figure
we
it
just
out.
like talk.
When something
like
is
to flow.
raw and organic as opposed to scripted, it's actually such a beautiful thing. It really is. I think that we live in a more increasingly scripted world. And you're even finding it in politics and everything. They just read scripts. That's what they do. Even the people that read the news are only reading scripts. But when you're young, you have no idea. You don't know those people on stage are reading a script.
Yeah.
When you're young, you're like, oh my God, you're watching a speech from someone and you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we live in this like increasingly scripted world. And on Live at the Roslyn, it was the same thing. I did not script anything. I walked out and I did my opening monologue, which took all my energy, and like I put all my passion and energy into my opening monologue. Not one thing was scripted. It was more like me mentally going into the other room, thinking about what I love, what we're here for, and what we're about to do, and why we're all here together, and just going and speaking from the heart to everyone in Winnipeg and to the world. Right? And I think that that's like what unscripted does.
Yeah.
I think when we live in this scripted world, you're realizing more and more that that's very fake. It's very
It lacks passion.
Well,
yeah,
'cause
it
people-
lacks passion.
You can put like that's what's
They don't
so
even write the
crazy about
scripts.
social media and like
Exactly.
everything. Is, like, that's exactly it, right? Is
Exactly.
that, like,
write the script and
You,
then I'm like,
like-
okay, that's cool.
you only put out what you want people to like think of you.
Yeah,
right?
it
Or, like,
lacks in
it's not-
sincerity.
Yeah, it's not. But when you're live, right?
Yeah.
It's like people are like, oh, aren't you scared to like say something really bad? It's like, no, because we're not bad people.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like,
Just be yourself and be your true self at all times and show the world exactly who you are.
Yeah.
And make that just an absolute normal thing. Regular, like make that normal.
Yeah.
Like, and so then talk to everybody and tell them to do the same. And then they're going to talk to people and tell them to do the same, and just give mass acceptance for people and like doing that, and make that.
there's so much like world peace.
Yeah,
right?
well, I
love
think it
for
is.
Everybody.
I think it is an important aspect. When I was in the car industry, they would call me hippie, and like, because they know it was like I had this voice and this passion, but I was like really, really passionate about every single person in that room and helping them.
Yeah.
And I think that like that is just something that sincerity is being lost a lot in the world that we live in. And I think it's increased. It's becoming more and more obvious. Like, the scripted world. It's really, you're like, holy shit. Then you start to realize the people writing the articles, like, who the hell are all these people writing the articles and writing the scripts?
And now AI is like taking over and like writing shit for people.
Yeah.
So
I just used AI today for the first time
I think it's the coolest thing. What'd you
to
use it
write
for?
something.
And
I
that
wrote
was your
some-
first time?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
my first
Holy,
time.
I remember my first time.
I've never used. She sent me them like she's like because I was like we have to write a chapter for a book.
I only
each.
wanted to like use it to count how many words I
Words?
used, and then I was
Okay.
like, oh, look at all these other features, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can stylize it formal. And then I made that, and I was like, holy shit, now I sound super smart.
You've never had an experience though of just like, okay, open up ChatGPT 4 and just
I've
lay
never-
there.
already
Never.
lost
Okay.
stress.
Never.
Already lost
Okay.
stress.
So
Never.
ChatGPT is the one that came out. That's the AI that came out that is doing these things.
I've heard.
And that's like it happened like a year ago. And anyway, now they're at like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all these other things. There's text to video, text to photos, and you can make someone's voice talking. Like you can take an audio of me talking, and then you can make the script with AI, and then you could say have a person talk in that voice and saying these words.
Yeah.
So we already live in that world, and it's done.
Crazy.
They've done it.
it's
They'll-
crazy.
it's
Crazy
there.
to
Just
me.
everyone go check out ChatGPT if you haven't yet.
No.
But you sit there, just sit there and ask it about every question that you can think of in the known universe. You can be like, how to build a chair, and it will just give you like the perfect description of how to build a chair right this second. And you're like, this is a thing talking to me, and it immediately gives me that answer. And you're telling me like that's a small thing, but
Yeah.
it will tell you how to make any like how to make this dessert, and it will just give you like exact. Now where is it getting this information from? There's many ways to make a dessert. That's a big question. But now when you take in things that are serious like politics, and then you think everyone's going to be getting their information from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, what answers is it going to be given? And then you're like, wait, who programmed this thing
right?
in
Like,
the first
literally.
place?
Yeah.
So it's just a
It's-
thing that it's another thing that is just mind blowing in this digital world that we live in.
It's
But-
tiring to think of like things like that because it's like so big and
intense.
like it's like
It's really
very
intense.
So I bought a Meta Quest 3 because like I've been so fascinated with virtual reality since I was a young kid and I first went on a ride that was virtual reality. I was
Saw a
like,
picture of
this is
you.
fucking insane. I'm flying through space. I just remember it was like at like Disney World or something. And I'm flying through space in a fucking, you know, when you're in this shuttle, like, so rides were doing that in like the 90s. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And I've always like been in love, like at the idea of VR, right?
Yeah.
And then there, because it goes so much deeper than that, right? Like, are we living in a virtual world? Like, we have no idea. But anyway, I won't go into that right now. But VR and AR is now a thing where you put on glasses and you see digital things in your reality. So you just see, and that's the Meta Ray Bans. You just walk around and you see the directions everywhere. You can create a fake person that becomes your girlfriend that is an AI person that can be in the room with you in your glasses.
But are you like actually
So
walking
is it
around or are
kinda
you
like-
just like
You
standing
like
there?
that
you could put on glasses and walk
Pokemon?
the world.
It was
But
kinda
yes,
like
but
the
they're on your
Pokemon,
glasses
but
now.
Glasses?
Yes. So before you were putting your phone out, now they're on your glasses. So I got Meta Quest 3, but Meta made Ray Bans, and you can go live on your glasses. They're like $400. You can click go live, and you can walk the streets, and it's going live and showing
Like,
everyone what's
your
on your
little
glasses.
visual.
And so, but now when you look at virtual reality mixed with augmented reality, and what they do, you put this virtual helmet on, it will look like there's people in the room with you talking to you. And I put this thing on, I'm just like, what the fuck? Then you look at the advancement of AI and supercomputers, you throw all of this stuff together, what the hell is happening?
You just mind blew me,
I can't
Rylie.
believe this
Like,
is a rabbit
what
hole.
the
This is a
fuck?
rabbit hole you have to go through right
You're
now.
like a
God.
live TikTok. You're just
AI
like,
is so much
we're gonna-
crazier than even anybody can put into words because the reason is because it's unfathomable. We have no idea. They're doing text to video. You just tell it what you want it to do. You text it a scene,
Yeah.
and it creates a video of a drone flying over 1970s Beverly Hills with it, like, and it will just make the video for you. So it's gonna make B-roll. You're not gonna have to film B-roll anymore. You're just gonna be able to text to video all your B-roll in movies. So it's at the point where it literally will create movies. It can. It's already there. But the difference is that in the future, you're gonna have people that are gonna have girlfriends and boyfriends that are AI. That I've already seen enough. I've put on my MetaQuest. I've been in there. I've watched porn. Stay away, everyone. It is fucking insane. Don't do that. It's a trap. But anyway, you feel like people are in the room with you, and you're like, this is a mind fuck. When you throw AI in the mix, AR, VR, and then when they get small in their glasses or lenses or a chip in your head, which is Neuralink, they've already done. Throw all this in
No, buddy.
together.
That's the end of the world right there. That's the end of the world. That's
Mind blown.
They just did the
not-
Neuralink in one person, right?
Yeah, they did it in a
Yeah,
person, and
yeah,
I've
I saw
watched
that.
Elon Musk talk about it on
Yeah.
NAS, and they're gonna be able to control your iPhone in there, and it's a foregone conclusion. It's not a
Crazy.
conspiracy. They've already talked about it out in the open. The businesses have. It's the thing, and holy shit. So we're all going to have all that information from AI programmed in our brain. So when we're having conversations, I already know the answer and you already know the answer. We're not even going to have to pull out our phone and Google it, right? Google tells us everything, which is funny. But Google tells us everything. And like, that's all that's going to happen now is that everyone's going to have it in their brain. It's going to be in glasses first. So it's going to be in glasses. It's already in the big, like Meta Quest is really big. And then Meta Quest is Ray-Ban glasses. They don't have the full capability of the VR in the Ray-Ban glasses. So it's augmented reality. You just see digital things in your physical world. Then you can put up digital posters around your whole house. And every single day when you put your glasses on, those posters are there. So now everyone who comes over for a party one day, if they're wearing these glasses,
They'll
you
see
can make
that.
your home, because it maps out every inch of your home. You can make it into a digital universe that everyone in your physical universe, when wearing their glasses, they see your digital universe, but they walk around your home and they pet your dog, which doesn't look like a dog. It looks like a crocodile.
What? Buddy, I am not ready for this.
Yeah.
This is
I
like
know, right? It's really fucked up.
It's funny. It's like I always like said with Live at the Roslyn, like embrace the digital world, like into the evolution. Or sorry, like
so you're just like you're cool with it. You're like,
I saw it coming so early, but it's not because I'm special. I saw it coming through Facebook Live, what I was doing, And I used to say in old interviews with people that the next thing is going to be, and people would always ask me, and there's probably audio out there of me saying this in interviews, or it's at least in print, right? And they said, "What's the next thing?" And I said, "Because you're the pioneer of this world. What's the next thing that's going to happen?" And this was like 5-6 years ago. And I said, "It's all going to be in VR. You're going to be sitting in a room, and you're going to have a concert right in front of you, as if you're in the front row at the concert, and they're just going to use a 360 camera. I don't know if I said 360 camera like back then. I don't know if it was a thing, but you're going to sit there and you're going to think you're at the concert, and you're going to be sitting on your couch in your living room."
Yeah.
And then I have this MetaQuest VR, and I've been around the world. I put this thing on, and I'm like, this is so crazy. Like, and it's at the infancy right now. So the same way that it was at the infancy when I went Facebook Live and did virtual concerts, like Avenged Sevenfold just posted one 2 days ago, and I haven't watched it yet, but I watched their music video. And Avenged Sevenfold did a whole 6-minute music video in VR. I put the helmet on and I watched it, and I was like, this is... it'd be funny to have a camera on me recording my reactions to everything I'm seeing. While I'm doing it, I'm like, this is fucking nuts. So a full concert in VR is just like, now what goes past that? So now here we are, and somebody asks me, what's going to be after this?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have the chip in your head, you're going to have the glasses on, and you're going to live in this digital experience where you can create anything you want out of your physical world. Because it's going to be your physical and your digital world now will be together.
Yeah.
And they've already done it. Like, the technology is already done. It's just, and they've showing it to everyone online. But a lot of people don't, like, you girls
They're just
haven't
like,
paid
they're
attention
like, the
to that.
real word's fucking
No, I
shitty.
haven't.
Welcome to my imaginary
but
awesomeness.
you know, yes.
Yeah.
So for years, and I've never been a video game person, but everyone's been doing those Sims,
Yeah.
the Sims, and they create digital worlds where they can be whoever they want.
Yeah.
So you now with
I've
these
heard about
glasses,
it.
you know how they did lenses on your camera on your phone?
Yeah.
You're gonna have lenses like that. You're gonna be able to put filters on the world that you want to see. So you're gonna walk with glasses that look like that,
So it's like
and they're
not
already
reality.
released. Meta Ray-Bans are already released. It's not a thing
I would
coming.
like to have a pink sky with
Yes, yes.
neon
You can
lime
make every day
clouds.
sunny. You can make every day sunny in a blue sky.
But
You
if it's
just simply-
actually like raining outside, though, you're gonna feel that.
yeah, but I mean, you're gonna feel that, of course. But what are you gonna see? Right now, the
Crazy.
feeling might come next. But it's like, it's really an amazing thing. So you're gonna be able to, the same way you put lenses to make yourself look better or funny in photos or better
Yeah.
or filters, you're gonna be able to do that in real life. So you're gonna have filters on your regular life. You can make you can make everyone the same color of skin, because all you do is you program it in. AI, that's how freaking crazy this technology is. And we're at the precipice of it. Like, people don't even realize it. But then when you put that with like augmented reality, virtual reality, AI, and supercomputers, you're just like, I'm telling you, it's just, when I put my VR on, I waited a long time to get MetaQuest 3. I did, and I said, because I'm going to love it so much, I don't want to go live in a digital world. I just don't. I don't want it, so I waited. But I was like, I waited for MetaQuest 3 to come out, and me and Kevin both bought them. And I just sit there, and I fly through space as it teaches me everything about the universe. And I'm like, kids, now education is going to be just to another level. You put it on, not only are they going to talk about Martin Luther King giving one of the most amazing speeches ever, you're going to have every kid is going to be fully immersed sitting in the front row at Martin Luther King giving the best speech ever. Now, they got to go past video for that. Now, when they go forward in video technology, every single thing we do, they're going to have the craziest quality technology that's taking 360-degree video of all of this. So kids in the future are going to learn about the events that we're living by putting on a VR and making it seem like they're there. Now imagine, like, I won't go into like massacres
Imagine,
and
like,
bad stuff.
learning in school
But
like that.
yes, you're going to be immersed
You're
now, and your
physically-
teacher is going to know that
Yeah.
you have that you're in the VR, and they're not going to be able, and the kids focus.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh my, you're like, this is so cool. Like me when I was on that ride at at Disney
Yeah.
World or wherever I was.
Yeah.
It's just like it's gonna make them want to learn, and it's gonna be
Yes.
so crazy.
And then
I feel
eventually,
like-
though,
More interesting, yeah.
I thought about that too, and eventually I think it's going to get to a point where it's not going to be interesting anymore. Digital is normal, and the only way they know is that. So the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
about that's
true.
really cool is when you're young
True.
and you find out new things about the world, you're so excited about
But
it.
don't you feel like if you start like training brains like that at a young age, like different experiences and shit like that, it's even though it's not going to be like interesting to them, you're still developing, you know, humankind as a fucking humankind.
You're
because,
changing it.
right?
You're changing it.
Maybe that's tapping into more part of their brains and like the way, so like that gets pretty.
You're changing it dramatically.
You're evolving now the human race because it's like
you're a
technology
cyborg.
is better. Yeah.
You're clearly, you are a cyborg by definition. And if you just imagine everyone like having these phones in their hands, they're going to line up to get the chips in their heads. And we're being manipulated very clearly, and so we're, I think, vulnerable. I think we should be very careful. I want to just stay in this physical world, and when it came down to VR, like Meta Quest, like I was like, I'm in that world, and I'm thinking, this is too good already, and it's like nowhere near the best quality. It's just so at its infancy. So I'm like, when they start pouring money into this, and it's HD, and you can't tell the difference, and like. My fear is it's going to be too good, and this physical world we live in is going to shit. And I don't think people are putting the effort into making sure this physical world we live in is better for everyone.
Yeah.
So I think what it's going to happen is every person is going to love their digital life, where it's all rosy and beautiful and everything's sunny and
and
they're just
had to live the real.
And then how are they going to deal? They're going to be so irritated. How are they going to deal with you in the regular world?
Yeah.
How are they going to deal with that? And so your physical reality is going to become such a, first off, you're barely going to be able to tell the difference probably at some point. So maybe it goes in a direction where your physical world is better. I don't know. But there's concerns there.
That's crazy. It's so much technology for me. I barely know how to turn on a computer. So, like, for real. Like,
it's funny because
does the things.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was us when we started live at the Roslyn. And then now it's like, now I've progressed a little bit, but I'm not smart regarding this stuff at all. I just see what it does. I can't explain how it's doing it, but then I watch a lot of videos of people talking about this stuff, and I think, like, it's a very, very interesting thing. Like, it is so likable. So people that are a little bit older probably are not going to go into this digital world, but every single younger person is going to be in this digital world from a very young age.
For sure.
So therefore,
my kid knows how to use an iPad better than like I know how to
we
use
have
it.
been groomed to do that, whether it's like
my nieces are
by design or by
Messenger.
Yeah,
Kids
so
Messenger.
every my niece and nephew both grew up with phones in their hands, and at that time they're like 19, 21, and I was aware of it at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, they're 100% of their life has that phone. Yeah. Wait till 100% of their life is an augmented reality, and they have no idea what the actual truth is about the people outside of this reality.
That's super deep now.
Yeah,
I love that. You're just like you just get into the craziest. I love it so much.
Definitely.
But we definitely.
Hey, you brought up AI.
I know. I was like,
I definitely did. Yeah.
We got to do Rick's rant.
Rick's rant. We give this guy that we adore 2 minutes
every week.
Show.
No way.
Yeah.
And he gets to rant about whatever he wants for 2 minutes. So
right on.
So
shit, he can't rant about me though, right?
No, he doesn't. It's
he doesn't know you.
Oh, okay, good.
It's a pre-recorded thing.
I thought it was this guy just talking about all this crazy shit.
No. So this is Rick's rant. Go and check him out.
Hey, it's Rick in the Shed with the Two Baked Girls podcast. Two Baked Girls, there you are, ladies. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyways, my rant of the week, you can check me out. It's Rick in the Shed, Rumble, and X. You can also check me out on other social media, Growers or Smokers or Rick in the Shed. But that's where you'll find me the most nowadays. Anyways, I got a list here of the people that the federal government put together for the Cannabis Committee to talk about the cannabis regulations in the Cannabis Act and to put forth anything new or anything different and any recommendations. Well, if you look at a lot of these big companies, and I'll tell you, here's a list of them. You've got Quebec Craft Cannabis. You got Oceanic Relief Incorporated. You've got Organigram, which is not doing so well. You've got High Tide, which is Canna Cabana brands, and others. There's other brands that go along with it. Canopy Growth, we know that they're not doing well. They sold all their dispensaries, and now they're just trying to, I don't know what they're going to do now. Aurora Cannabis, not doing well, selling a lot of their facilities. Sonoma Labs, and then you've got Sundial. So some of those companies, like I mentioned, are doing very, very poorly financially. If you look at their fiscal years and their quarterly reports, they're losing millions upon millions of dollars. And I wouldn't doubt if some of them owed the government money for all the taxes and whatever, because there's a big hoopla about how much money is being owed. So you can guarantee you that this group of people isn't going to look out for the small guy. I don't know why no small guys have jumped into this or made a play for this or somehow grouped up together to make a co-op and send somebody over there to talk shit about the small guy and protect the small guy. Because right now they're going to be writing laws to benefit them, not benefit any of the small guys that are out there just trying to make a living. It's all going to benefit the major producers, and they're the ones going to be talking about the laws. So dimes to dollars, it's going to benefit them. They're going to get some tax relief and all this kind of stuff. They're going to get special privileges and blah, 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 blah. You wait and see. But it's all going to be tailored for them. So people should be speaking out about this committee and seeing how they got elected, because I don't know how that happened. Anyways, it's Rick in the Shed. Here's my rant.
Fuck yeah, Rick.
Rick's rant. Great job, Rick.
Love you, Rick.
Yeah, is that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
marijuana all of a sudden being a business, like smoking weed our whole life, and then all of a sudden it's like it's legal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, let's vote in this guy because he's making weed legal. What a great idea.
Nobody knew what the
But
hell.
now
they
it's
did.
like
Yeah, oh yeah, okay, I'll vote. I'll vote for that.
Yeah.
Like now it's not illegal.
Yeah.
And then like totally like then big business. Like I could only imagine. I don't stay up to date at all about marijuana stuff, but like in terms of like business. But it's like I could completely see that all that happens is you see the huge market, which people have been saying since the 50s and 60s and whenever, that you should have it legalized because there's a big market and everyone's doing it. And then all of a sudden they're probably just going to squeeze out all the little guys. All the big companies are going to come in that,
There's so
hated
many.
marijuana their whole life. They hated it. Like, people that are
Yeah.
anti-marijuana.
It's all about the money.
They're all about the money. They're going to come in and they'll just squeeze out all the little companies. I'd much rather deal with the little companies. For
sure.
But then all of a sudden the big companies are going to come in. Oh, it's cheaper and it's better. And then the scales of business
And that
just
grows
end up crushing out the
greater
people
weed.
that,
Yeah.
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 Like, yeah, no. Oh, there's a lot that needs to be done still.
Yeah, I can imagine. And
So
it
much.
sounds like Rick's on it. So
Rick's super, super dope. We
Well,
love
Rick used to own a place.
Yeah, a few places. Yeah.
A couple of places in Brandon and here.
And then he was
so.
super awesome because he'd show up for Pallister, right? And we're like, where Pallister was, and
oh
be
yeah.
like, yeah, why wouldn't you let us like?
Did you
go
guys ever
in?"
know? Like, do you know Jay William is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was on our
remember
show.
He was on our
before.
show.
And have you heard his "Fuck Pallister" song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
Does he have like a whole album?
He made a
for
whole
Pallister?
video. I think so, actually. I don't even
Yeah.
remember, but he's just such a funny guy to have on social media.
Oh,
Jay
man. 'Cause
Because
William
there
is.
was like one about like beepology.
Yeah.
It was like about how
Yeah.
to apologize. It was like so shitty.
Oh yeah,
He was
yeah.
trying to like teach him
And then
how to.
I
yeah.
think I won't incriminate him, but somebody drew like a huge penis behind Pallister's house, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was.
Well, that was.
I have
Jared.
no
was-
idea.
That was Jared and somebody else.
Yeah.
She just outed you.
Well, he's.
I
He was on the
alluded
show.
to
outed
you.
himself.
He outed himself.
Oh!
with Smoke Sesh.
Yeah.
So he
Jeremy.
totally.
Wasn't that like in the paper? It was.
I don't know, but it was
I'm pretty
hilarious.
sure.
hilarious.
A
I'm pretty sure there was
humongous
like an
penis behind. That-
aerial shot of that like in the paper.
Yeah.
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 And then I think he like walked around and filmed his whole video like doing this like Pallister like music video or something. He's hilarious. Add Jeremy Williams on social media.
Oh, he's incredible. Yeah. I knew him from like when I worked at Shannon's.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, he would perform
Jeez.
there sometimes.
He definitely just like gets kicked out of so many places. Like it all depends on the owner and if like and how they feel about, but he'll sing like a whole song about and like every lyric is swears and he says cunt a lot and like the whole song and he's playing guitar, he sings the whole 4-minute song and every single word is a swear. And so like the people that are in the crowd
That's hey,
just
motherfucker?
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people in the crowd just absolutely love it. But I bet you there's so many owners, and I remember him telling me a story of him doing this on the University of Manitoba campus, and he sang that song, and he got banned for life and everything. And I'm like, geez, I always think about the people that are at your bar that aren't there because this you just think you're hiring some like musician.
Yeah.
Oh, he's funny. He's
Yeah.
a funny guy. He's a
Yeah.
great guy. Oh yeah, okay,
Play
we'll
a
hire
little
this
live
guy.
music.
And
You're
then
like, yeah.
this song, every single word is a swear. Fuck motherfucking shit, bitch.
Yeah, it's all swears. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And like he's still like so now his new band is the Shit Tickets and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hosted their Red Tie Live when you were
Yes,
there.
that was so great.
And like it's just he's such a funny guy. Like I love him and it's like but he's like
There's
he's
nobody
like the
like him.
guy like
No
for
one
people
like
that
him.
don't know him, you might like hate this guy cuz he's dead serious in how big of an asshole he is. And like
So
and
great.
but like that's his shtick and like so everyone who knows him
Yeah.
we're like, okay, then he doesn't realize probably that he'd like, oh shit. I don't know everyone at this point. I figured everyone knows me. But yeah, there's probably so many people just horrified at his shows like, You know, like
Yeah,
earmuffs
for sure.
to their husband, earmuffs to their kids.
They're like, when
With
did
Shannon's,
we?
like,
What is
people would
coming?
actually get up and leave because he had,
Oh
like,
yeah.
he had a weekly
And he'll
spot at
wave to
Shannon's.
people. See you later, fuckers. Or
Yeah.
something like.
Well,
That's
me
not good
too.
for
I'm like,
business.
you don't come on the night that Jay William has performed.
And you know what's funny
if
though?
you get offended
And-
by
but
this, 'cause
they would have
he's
had-
every week.
They would have had no idea though. So what would,
Totally.
that would have been at Shannon's? That would have been somebody staying at the hotel across the street. Where should we go for a drink tonight?
So great.
And they're like, you
So
know what?
great,
Let's
yeah.
go to this Irish bar here. It's a Monday night, and they'd just be
Yeah.
sitting there. And imagine just walking into this place,
is
having a beer.
solo.
Oh, let's catch some of the
Solo
Winnipeg
show.
music.
Yeah.
Let's see how Winnipeg music. Hey, motherfucker, bitch, shut. You know, it's like what? No.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut you from your neck down to your balls.
Yeah. Like here's a song about killing little puppies, you know, like putting them in a basket and letting them drown or something like that.
Oh my
and you'll
gosh.
be like, and he'll sing the most beautiful song about killing a sack full of puppies drowning, and it'll be a love ballad, and you'll
Oh
just
my
be like,
God.
man, he's
Yeah,
just
people
so
are like,
classic in the
what
way he does
is-
it. Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Jay Williams.
Apparently. Well, it is time to say goodnight.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I do talk a lot. It goes pretty quick.
No, that was
No,
incredible.
it was great.
We had a great
Like,
time.
I said at the beginning of the sesh, I was like, you're an incredible like host and MC, and so like,
Yeah.
we love watching you do your thing, and it's
Thank you.
so
Yeah.
we're like super awesome that you came and hung out with us tonight. Thanks.
Yeah,
Well,
we
it's a
really
pleasure
appreciate
being here.
it.
Yeah.
We really hope that you enjoy your time in Thailand.
I will.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
You're gonna,
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely it's gonna
You have
suck,
to come
yeah.
back on the smoke sesh when you come back, because I feel like Thailand's gonna
Oh.
make you even more like,
We want to
This
hear
is
all about
right when I come off
love
the
and,
plane.
like,
I should come here.
buddy, you're gonna be
Jet-lagged
so
and everything. Like,
yeah,
tell me
Yeah,
how was
live,
it?
live
Well,
stream.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, the
Just like-
universe. I'd just be like, you
just
know.
age like 100
AI
years.
in
Oh,
Thailand.
man.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I went with that Jesus thing.
Yeah, right?
You know, and it turns
Turns
out,
out
you know,
it
they
worked
do
out.
know me.
Really,
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
I was extremely popular.
Yeah, like they loved it.
Like
and
Buddha
then
was my homeboy, and
some of them didn't, you know.
kind of a big deal now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a big deal in
Incredible.
Thailand. Yeah. So
Awesome.
hopefully Rylie comes back after 32 days, or unless he turns into a rock star and just stays over there.
Yeah, well, follow me on social media.
Yeah.
At Rylie J. Saunders. That's my Instagram page. I'm just
Right
gonna
there.
like make a bunch of videos and stuff. Not like with
right
purpose.
there.
I'm just gonna be just posting fun stuff. Just
Yeah.
showing what I'm doing.
Fucking follow that
Not
shit,
talking
man.
to you. I'll just be posting pictures of it.
That's dope. Yeah. Throwing a
Yeah,
talking video once in a
super
while.
fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk to you. I don't know. I
Like,
talk
what's
enough.
up, guys? Lost in
Yeah,
the
what's up,
forest?
guys?
Yeah,
Here I am in Thailand.
Look at me as Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy Travis, who's coming with me. It's me, my buddy Travis, and Justin. And he's like my like long form of my name Rylie is Ryland, and he's like Ryland in Thailand. He's like, let's do it. New reality show. It's Ryland in Thailand.
The whole new YouTube series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in VR.
Yeah.
You're here with me. 360-degree camera.
Oh,
Fuck,
yeah.
I gotta buy a camera. I totally should do
Definitely.
that, eh?
Definitely.
Remember you? Sorry, I know it's the end of the smoke sesh, but that guy you knew that was like, I could tape you guys in like 3D. What did he call it? Where people
Probably
could come
that.
and smoke sesh with
That's
us.
it.
Yeah.
Or we'd like
Yeah.
sit-
Okay,
yeah.
VR.
so think about it.
Yeah.
If you had a 360
He had
camera,
a
like on a
recorder.
VR camera,
Yeah,
had a
he had like a
recorder.
recorder that would like.
when I put my
record- yeah.
glasses on at home, in the like now, if you had these glasses and you're watching stuff in these glasses, which
Yeah.
I have the VR, if you did that session, it would feel like I was sitting at the table with you.
Yeah.
And now, if you had your glasses on, you would literally be in this world where it will feel like you're in the room with all these people. It is
Crazy.
crazy. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
Nuts.
you
Yeah.
would feel like you had all your people were just sitting here because you're all wearing these glasses.
It's so crazy.
It's wild.
So,
You
like,
will do
all
that.
of us could be together.
Hey, and let's
You
time
will
step
do
this.
that.
In 5 years, this has been 5 years of this
Yeah.
podcast. So in 5 years, it's gonna be in VR. So you'll be a little bit behind, right? Everything will be VR in 3
Yeah.
years, but in 5
You're like,
years,
yeah.
you'll be like, I'm caught up. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's the
Two big
future.
girls. Just
Rylie
like-
was right. It takes 5 years. They're so high, thinking about it for 5 years, going about their life, and then they're like,
For sure. Oh my god.
we should do
try it.
VR. I feel like somebody brought
And
that
then
up
we'll
before.
like, yeah, call you up. Yo, Rylie? Yeah, you were right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing, Rylie? Oh, you're still in Thailand. Maybe I will just stay in
Crazy, yeah.
Thailand.
Oh, it's so fun. Yeah,
Oh, Riley.
definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
having me.
hanging out with
Joining us.
us. Yeah, and have the best fucking time in Thailand, man. It's
Yeah.
gonna be killer.
Have an incredible
And
time.
you definitely gotta come back.
I will.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
me a
And
follow there.
come and Sesh again.
See ya.
And please join us next week when we have Giving Up the Ghost podcast.
Buddy.
Super stoked to have them back. So
Yeah.
thank you all for joining us.
The
and
ghost
we will
things.
see you next week.
I love ghosts.
Bye,
Me
guys.
too. Good night.
We didn't talk about ghosts, but I absolutely everyone would ask me about it. So live at the Roslyn, they would talk about ghosts.